control the volume? You don't? In between? You don't?
Number 48, playing right field, Matt Reynolds, and pitching for the Huskies, number 34, Brian Henderson.
Oh, I control it?
Aggravating.
Thanks, Michelle.
Oh, no problem.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, lady. We'll cut you off. Marge!
Yes.
Where are your receptionists at?
I work for Dr. Aronovitz and Trent.
All right. What's your number one gripe?
Our number one gripe here is when you squeeze a patient in because they got a really bad problem and they don't show up and they don't bother to call.
Oh.
Yeah.
That.
Yes.
Thanks, Marge.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, where are your receptionists at?
I work for EDI Products, is right.
And what's your number one gripe?
My number one gripe is when our clients call here and they expect me to know everything my boss knows.
Oh. And you don't, of course, because you're not running the company.
True.
Very good. Thanks, Kay. All right. And Paula. Hi, Paula. Hello, Paula. That's her number one gripe. What you want? A little bit later on this afternoon. More gripes.
And hi again, everyone. Welcome to Channel 6's coverage of high school baseball. I'm Ken Pillarge along with Rick Jakacki, sports editor for the Times-Herald, bringing you tonight's contest featuring the Big Reds of Port Huron versus the Huskies of Port Huron Northern. And Rick, kind of a windy, cold, and rainy day here for high school baseball.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get the whole game in. It doesn't look too good. It's overcast, and we're getting a few drops here and there. So, and it will affect the game. I mean, the infield will obviously be a little bit slower. Ground balls will come slower to the infielders, you know. But outfielders have to be careful. If the outfield gets wet, that ball's going to skip. So, but I think we should see a good game if we play the entire game.
One advantage, maybe, Rick, for the hitters, the wind blowing out strongly to right and center field.
Yeah, both teams have a little bit of punch. I talked to both coaches before the game, and both said they have players who are capable of hitting it, but they don't want to rely on it, which, like any coach, is good, just smart. But I think we're ready to get the first pitch here. Brian Henderson's on the mound for Northern.
And leading off for the Big Reds is the second baseman, Harrington.
Chris Harrington, he's hitting one of the guys who's hitting pretty well for PH right now. I know Coach Tim Owens is pretty happy with his play lately.
First pitch from Henderson is a ball low. 1 ball, no strikes, the count here. First pitch of the game. We're underway at Husky Stadium. Henderson winds, deals. Good cut, but fouled off. Evens the count 1-1.
Henderson's a 3-pitch pitcher. He's got a fastball, changeup, and curve. If he was going to rely on one, it's going to be his fastball. He throws pretty well. As everyone knows, he's a quarterback in the football team as well.
Harrington ready. Henderson throws, bounces it up there, ball 2. Mixing the pitches up a bit, Rick.
Yeah, I think that was about a 58-foot fastball right there.
Continuing to drizzle here in the early parts of the game.
Oh, a high
swing and a
fastball.
miss.
Hitters have a tendency to swing at the high pitch, and that's what Harrington did there, obviously. If Henderson can get away with that kind of stuff, he's going to have a good day.
Harrington ready. Henderson winds, deals.
Oh, he went.
He went.
They called him strike 3.
And they tagged him.
So I don't know how many strikes. I think Henderson threw 5 pitches. I think there are 5 balls, but he got Harrington to swing at 3 of them. And if you can do that as a pitcher, then you're going to do pretty well.
Up now for the Big Reds, number 10, Marty Prevost. Prevost, excuse me. He's playing shortstop here today. The right-hander settles in. Henderson winds, deals.
Nice pitch.
And a strike.
I'm sure PH's coach Tim Owens is going to have his players take a pitch, or at least take a strike every time up, especially the way Henderson's starting, throwing 5 balls.
Yeah. Henderson ready into his delivery. Ball low, evens the count at 1 apiece. Just underway here at Husky Stadium. 0-0 the Big Reds and the Huskies. First inning, even count here, and 1 out. Grounder, third base, bobbled. He's got to hurry. High throw.
You see that happen so often. A player bobbles the ball, they rush, and they throw it wild to first base. Happens after great plays, and it happens after they bobble. It happens all the time.
Brian Wagner at third, committing the throwing error. Prevost takes second.
It looked like Wagner had a lot of, he still had time, it looked like, after he bobbled it. And he just hurried his throw.
Jason Hedberg up now.
This kid's been hitting awfully well for power lately. He's got 3 two-run homers this season, including one the other day against East Detroit. So he's got some punch in his bat.
The lefty. Henderson from the stretch. Ball high. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Runner on second. Hedberg settles in. Henderson taking his time, checking the runner. Foul back, out of play.
Right down the meat of the plate there.
Hedberg probably wishes he could have that one back.
Yeah. You know what they say, if a batter fouls one straight behind the plate, it means he just misses crushing it.
Henderson into his delivery.
Ooh, nice curve, a little high though. Mixing it up a little bit.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Check that, 2 balls, 1 strike, excuse me. 1 out. Henderson into his delivery once again. Just inside.
Henderson's 2-2 this year. He's pitched 4 games, so he's got decisions in all of them. He hasn't given any home runs. It's 11 walks in 21 innings, so it's a little bit wild.
Hedberg settles in, 3-1. Look for him to take this one probably. Ball 4. So Hedberg gets the walk, putting runners at first and second for the Big Reds here in the first inning. And number 30, Steve Hunt.
Hunt's only a sophomore. He's a son of Pat Hunt, who's very, very, very good softball player, modified and slow pitcher around town. I'm sure Pat's brought him out right.
Hunt catching here today.
It's the perfect spot. This is why you put your best hitter at number 4 spot, number 3, number 4 spots, drive in runs. He's got a perfect opportunity here. Except he doesn't have to swing the bat if Henderson keeps throwing balls.
Very high on that one. 1 ball, no strikes. Obviously Hunt will be looking for a pitch to drive here. Henderson taking his time. Right down the middle.
Yeah, he's making him throw him a strike, which is smart baseball.
Evens the count at 1. Hunt ready. Henderson into his motion. There's a ball high again. 2 balls, 1 strike.
A lot of times when pitchers throw too high, they're overthrowing. They're trying too hard.
Henderson needs to throw a strike here, but you don't want to get yourself in too big of a hole.
Oh, nice pitch.
Big cut.
Looked like he fooled him a little bit. He didn't even didn't put much behind that swing.
Evens the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 men on here in the first. Henderson steps off the rubber.
Henderson's got to be careful, keep an eye on the base runners. You can't forget about them.
Into his delivery. Tries the big curve, it's high.
Here's a full count. Here's an interesting move. Does he run the base runners with a 3-2 count? Take a chance of, if he swings and misses, of getting thrown out at third, but you move the runners.
There they go. It's popped up. Will it get out of play?
Yeah, it's foul.
Out of play. Prevost taken off from second there. Rick called it exactly. Didn't send them both, but did send one. Looking to score on a base hit, obviously.
That's kind of surprising if he only sent the runner at second. I think it was probably a mix-up in calls, because the runner at second's got an easier steal than the runner going to third, because it's a shorter throw for the catcher. The biggest thing is you want to keep out of a double play.
Hunt grounded to short, or excuse me, second. They turn one.
Oh, jeez. Good base running play by Hedberg. He distracted the shortstop a little bit, Stevie Nichols. Otherwise, it was going to be a double play. Now, there's the case. If you run the guys here, it wouldn't be a double play. Wouldn't even have the runner at second because they'd have second and third. The guy would be at second already.
So another error here by Northern in the first. That's 2 errors this inning.
But that wouldn't count as an error because they still got
No.
the force.
Okay.
Chris Kuntz, he's hitting the ball well too. I know Coach Owens said he was happy with his play as well lately.
Kuntz playing third today. The runners at the corners.
You know,
2 out.
You know, don't be surprised if they throw a double steal here, try to get a run in.
Ball 2. Henderson behind, 0-2. Or excuse me, 2-0 to Kunst. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The ball high.
He's throwing a lot of pitches this inning.
There's a strike.
Changed it up a little bit there. Went with an off-speed pitch.
3 balls, 1 strikes, 2 outs.
And
Runners on the corners.
Here's where you tell Kuntz to just pick a spot. If the pitch is there, swing, otherwise taken. Oh, nice play, Henderson.
Check swing, back to the mound. Henderson handles it and gets out of a very sticky first inning.
No runs, no hits. But they left 2 guys on. So
That's
Northern can consider Henderson lucky there.
That's for sure. Got out of a jam early in the first, and I'm sure if you're the Northern coach, you don't want to have that situation come around very often in this one. The Big Reds taking the field. Dave Almendarez will be on the mound for the Big Reds. Quickly run down their order, or excuse me, their fielding position. Harrington will be playing second, Prevost at short, Hedberg in left, Hunt, as we said, catching, Kunst at third, Almendarez, as I said, on the mound this afternoon for the Big Reds. Talmadge is playing right, Heimbach is playing center, and Thomas at first base.
Northern 7-3, 4-2 in the MAC. They've been playing pretty well lately. Big game for both teams. PH is 3-3 in the MAC. So whoever, especially for PH, if they lose this one at 4 losses, it's tough to come back in the league. Got it. Yeah, the pitcher, we just got a correction on the name. It's Almendarez is the name.
As we said earlier, always a big game when the 2 crosstown rivals play each other in any sport. Leading things off for Northern, the center fielder, Randy Ayotte.
Randy Ayotte.
Excuse me.
Thank
you, Rick.
Hitting 294 with a couple homers. So for a leadoff hitter, he obviously has a little bit of punch in his bat.
And there's Deals.
First pitch.
Grounded at third. High throw on the tag.
Nice play by first baseman over there,
Thomas
Toby Thomas.
gets the put out.
So now I don't know about if I were a leadoff hitter. Leadoff hitter job is to try to get the other hitters to get a look at the pitcher, what kind of stuff he's throwing, and they out there swung at the first pitch.
High throw by Kunst, the third baseman there. Almendarez wasting no time. Right back at it. Ball high.
Brian Wagner and 324.
Wagner settles in. Almendarez ready. Winds, Deals, swing and a miss. Brought the heat at him. That's a fair ball down the first baseline. Wagner rounds first. He's heading for second. He'll be in safely.
Yeah, he was going to hold up at first there, and the right field bobbled the ball. So mark up an error for the right fielder, Shane Talmadge.
Fielding error to the right fielder, allowing Wagner, as Rick said, to make his way to second base. And Jeremy Moore steps to the plate, catching, batting third for the Huskies.
Moore's numbers are .333 with 1 homer.
Madero's deals, ball high. 1 ball, no strike, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first inning here at Husky Stadium. Wagner on second. Strike from Almendarez. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Pitcher wasting no time.
Checking the runner back. Good cut.
Big swing and miss from Moore. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
About the second and shortstop faking the runner back at second. Wagner does have some speed. He's got 3 steals and 4 attempts this year. So you got to keep an eye on him.
Almendaro's deals, swing and a miss. Gets past the catcher. He's there.
It's a shame too, because Almendarez threw a good pitch, and now he's a runner at first because the catcher couldn't handle the throw, couldn't handle the pitch. A rarity, it counts as a strikeout, but it's not an out.
So thus it wouldn't be a strikeout, it would just be kind of a strike.
That's one way of putting it.
Up now, the number 4 hitter, Brian Henderson.
Henderson has a chance to help his own cause here.
The pitcher batting 4th. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, he's hitting .412 though. When you hit .412, you're going to bat high. He's got 8 ribbies.
Runners at the corners. 1 out, bottom of the first. Madero's deals and it's high, ball 1.
Runner at first, Moore doesn't have any steals yet. I don't know if he doesn't run well or just don't send him or what.
Not a very big lead by the runner at first. Almendarez from the stretch.
Ground ball.
Bouncer.
2, get out of the inning here.
Double play.
Play. Good play by the second baseman, Chris Harrington. One of the cardinal rules when you're a base runner is when you're on first and there's a grounder hits a second, you do not want to get tagged by that second baseman. Cardinal rule. Expect him to get chewed out a little bit by his coaches.
So
A nice play by Chris Harrington to get out of the inning, and both teams so far have gotten out of jams.
So we're done 1 here at Husky Stadium. We're scoreless. And as time is going on, the rain is kind of stopped. It's still very overcast, cloudy, and windy, as you can tell. Almendarez will be leaving things off for the Big Reds into the top of the second inning.
Another guy that Coach Owens has hitting the ball pretty well lately. So far we've seen a little bit of sloppy fielding on both teams, but it hasn't harmed either one yet. Both teams with an error. Neither scored though.
Run down Northern's outfield positions. As I said, Ayotte is catching. Excuse me, he's in center. Wagner's at third. Moore is catching. Henderson, as we know, pitching. Damone is playing first. Nichols at short. Harris is in left. Bissonnette at second. And Reynolds is in right field.
That's Diamond, Gary Diamond.
Excuse me.
First.
Can't read my own writing.
Let's see if Henderson gains some control back here in between innings.
Henderson settles in on the mound. Kicks and deals, ball low to start the second inning.
I'm not sure, but I think Larry Klink calls all of his pitchers' pitches. He's giving signals.
Grounder handled by the shortstop over to first. Well, there's one down.
Yeah, Steve Nichols handled that cleanly. Nice throw to first. Got him by a few steps.
So Talmadge steps to the plate. The short right fielder settles in.
And not much of a target, that's for sure.
And Henderson throws, ball low. Henderson kicks and deals. There's a strike. Evens the count at 1.
Biggest thing a pitcher needs to do is get ahead of the count as soon as possible. If he gets behind in the count, he's going to have to throw more balls, and a lot of times hitters are going to be waiting on certain pitches.
First base umpire says Talmadge went for it on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, top of the second inning. Henderson deals. Squibber back to the mound. Henderson handles it, fires to first, and gets him by a stride.
Henderson took his time there, right? He knows he's got a good arm. He knew he had it. He took a look. I think he looked at the ball a little bit, read Wilson on it, and then threw it.
Measured the wind.
You see a lot of infielders do that. If they have a good arm and they want to show off their arm a little bit, they'll hold the ball, look at it, then toss it.
Wanted to make sure he had the good handles on there. Heimbach stepping to the plate. Their center fielder for the Big Reds. Henderson deals. It's a ball. Henderson always seems to find himself down in the count, Rick, as you said earlier.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a little bit of control this inning than he did in the first, though.
There's a pop-up. Shallow.
Center fielder's ball.
He handles it cleanly.
Yeah, short pop-ups, it's the outfielder's ball until somebody calls, but usually the outfielder's got a better angle on the ball.
No runs, no hits, no errors, nothing across in the top of the second inning. It's still deadlocked at 0 here at Husky Stadium. As you stated earlier in the second inning, Rick, it did look like Henderson got a little more control, put the pitches where he wanted to, and really no harm or no trouble in that second inning.
Right, Porker and High they haven't really hit the ball too hard yet this game. I mean, if you look at their outs, 2 ground outs, a fly out. The one ball hit hard was a lineup by Kuntz, which right at the pitcher. Henderson made a nice play.
Gary Diamond will lead things off for the Huskies in the bottom of the second inning. Diamond playing third.
Diamond hit 355, so all these guys are hitting well for Northern, it looks like, at high averages.
Check that, Diamond's playing first, excuse me. Almendera is ready. Winds and deals. It's a strike.
Fastball right across the chest.
Diamond stood there and watched it go by like the house at the side of the road.
Okay, Ernie.
Ball
bit
evens
higher,
the count at 1.
Same spot, just a little bit higher. Just out of the strike zone.
There's a strike from Almendarez. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Diamond. He fouls it down the third baseline. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs.
Oh, came right in with the heat.
Great
Caught him
pitch. So Diamond goes down on strikes.
Almendarez looks like he's got pretty good control so far. But, you know, the first time around for both pitchers, pitcher has an advantage because the hitters haven't seen him. So you expect if they're going to get him out, they're going to get him out the first time.
Nichols at the plate now for the Huskies, playing shortstop. He's in the hole already. No balls, 1 strike. Almendarez kicks and deals. There's a pop-up. Shallow. It'll be handled by the second baseman. That's Harrington. He puts it out. So there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. The left fielder, Justin Harris, steps to the plate for the Huskies.
Harris batting just 208. Probably the lowest average in their starting lineup.
Almendarez kicks and deals.
Fooled him there.
Harris takes strike 1.
Almendarez has been hitting it wherever he wants, throwing the ball wherever he wants. He could hit it right now. He could probably hit a teacup.
Fires and swing and a miss. Big cut from Harris. Almendarez kicking on all cylinders right now.
Harris is going to be on the defensive here. Try to get a piece of the ball. A little outside. Looked like a good pitch though.
Not one you take at 0-2, you'd think.
Yeah, anything close to the plate, you have to try to get a piece of.
Grounder.
Short.
Handled routinely. And he's out by 4 or 5 steps.
Prevost making the play. So 1, 2, 3 inning for both sides.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and nothing across. We've finished 2 here at Husky Stadium. And as we said, we're scoreless. And Rick, it looks like the Big Reds pitcher, Almendarez, has settled down, and he's pitching wherever he wants to, as you said, in that inning.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever unsettled. But, yeah, he's been throwing well since the first inning, getting it where he wants. And he's fooling the Northern hitters.
Weather's still a little overcast. It appears to be maybe breaking a little over in left field. Nothing to write home about or anything. The wind's still blowing out pretty good. The threat of rain definitely still lurks for this ball game.
Yeah, I'm sure both teams would like to get that first run across even more so this type of game than any other game.
Leading things off for the Big Reds, the number 9 hitter, number 25, Toby Thomas, their first baseman. He'll be followed by the top of the order in Harrington and Prevost.
Not often you see a first baseman batting last. Here we have an exception over with Thomas.
Now batting number 25, Toby Thomas. On deck number 23, Chris Harrington. In the hole, number 10, Marty Prevost.
Thomas settles in, Harrington on the rubber. Henderson kicks and deals. Ball 1 low to Thomas. Henderson seeing all types. He's got the short little Talmadge in right field and the Thomas, who gives him a big target up there now for the Big Reds.
Yeah, Thomas is a big fella. He played basketball played center, I think, for the basketball team.
Swing and a miss from Thomas evens the count at 1 apiece. Henderson through the motion. Ball 2.
It looked like Toby Thomas there was looking fastball. Henderson came with some off-speed pitch. Shot.
Handled by the shortstop. Fires over to Diamond. And there's one away.
Yeah, that's a perfect hop for Nichols there. He's got the Sunday hop, right to you. It's hard to bobble that play. But he handled it well, made a nice throw over and got him by a couple steps.
Chris Harrington up now for the Big Reds.
Harrington whiffed his first time up. But, you know, like I said, after you see a pitcher once, you know a little bit more about him, what he has.
Takes strike 1. We're in the top of the 3rd inning here at Husky Stadium. No score. Harrington takes ball 1.
A little low. Same location, except just an inch or two lower.
Scoreboard had it registered as strike 2.
No, they changed it.
Henderson kicks and deals. Bounces it up there.
Henderson going more with his off-speed stuff. Trying to set him up, I think. He's trying to set his hitters up. Throw out the off-speed and then bring in the fastball.
2 balls, 1 strike to Harrington. Henderson kicks, fires, grounder, up the middle, base hit for Harrington. He'll round first and stay there.
Yeah,
So our first legitimate base hit of the day.
No, we had that base hit by Wagner.
Well, that's
earlier in the
right.
game, but for Northern, that's their first hit of the game. Nice try by Bisnet, just out of his reach. We know that's our leadoff hitter, Harrison, and Harrington. I'm sure he's got some wheels if he's leading off. So watch him. Henderson should be careful to keep him a little close.
Prevost steps to the plate.
Prevost bounced to third, but the third baseman threw at him, or third baseman threw wild in the first inning.
Henderson, as Rick indicated, keeping a close eye.
You know, Port Huron High likes to hit and run a little bit, so even if he does go, it's not necessarily a steal. Ground ball, double play, could be a double play, 6-4.
Oh,
geez.
bobbled.
That's the second one that he's had trouble handling over there.
Number 13, Steve Bisnet.
Actually, it wasn't Bisnet the first time we had trouble handling it.
It was Nichols that had
It was
the
Nichols, but the Keystone on the turn is having trouble controlling the ball. You know, that's good though for Northern. It's a good out because not only is it an out, but we got the faster base runner off the base. Hedberg walks his first time up. Nice pitch. Henderson looks like he's settling down a little bit. More control of his pitches.
Henderson from the stretch. Comes back to first. Back safely is
important.
Prevost.
Henderson keep an eye on Prevost, and if he gets to second, base hit scores a run. So you gotta keep him close. And with 2 outs, he's gonna be running on any hit. So
Henderson kicks, deals. Fly to left field, handled by Justin Harris.
yeah, it was a lazy fly. Harris had plenty of time to get back there. Out of another inning, no score.
So Henderson comes through and pitches himself out of another mini jam, so to speak. No real trouble. We go to the bottom of the 3rd with still no score.
This is the type of ball game I like most baseball fans like. They like the not necessarily well played so far, but they like the low scoring games, not the high scoring offensive outputs, although
Such as we've seen this year in the professional ranks.
right. Yeah. I think most true baseball fans like to see a pitcher's duel instead of a hitter's duel.
Unless, of course, you're TV executives and you'd like to see those
Right.
11-9 and 12-10 games.
Bottom of the order coming up for Northern. They got 8-9-1 coming up. Bisnet, Reynolds, and Ayat.
Any baseball team loves to get good production from that part of your lineup.
Yeah, it's just a bonus if you get anything from those guys.
The sprinkles back here at Husky Stadium. Cloudy, windy, overcast day. Wouldn't be bad if we were golfing in Scotland, but not the perfect day for baseball here in Port Huron.
It's a good football day.
Bisnet leading things off for the Huskies here in the bottom of the third inning. He takes strike one. Almendarez kicks and deals. There's a ball.
That looked like a good pitch.
Evens the count at 1.
Almendarez is hitting everything, and when he does miss, it's just missing.
I like the fact that he wastes no time. Right back at him for strike 2.
Yeah, he mixed his speeds a little bit there, came back with the heater.
Bisnet fouls this one back and well out of play.
Yeah, Almendarez came back right back with his fastball. What a hitter should do, or a lot should do when he's down the count, instead of look for a pitch, is look for the fastball and adjust your stance, your swing.
Ooh, another nice pitch from Almendarez. However, it's a ball, evens the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here in the bottom of the third inning.
A few more sprinkles now.
And a swing and a miss from Bisnet.
Almendarez has been impressive so far, that's for sure.
Matt Reynolds, the 9th batter, playing right field here today. Almendarez delivers. Ball low. See a few umbrellas starting to pop up from spectators. Ball 2 from Almendarez, and it's not often, Rick, we've seen him down in a hole such as this at 0-2.
Right, 2-0.
Or excuse me, 2-0.
Yeah, number 9 hitter too. Expect him to take a pitch. Oh.
Rips it up the middle. Reynolds with some solid contact in the base hit.
Showed me. I expected him to take a strike, but the first good thing he saw, he ripped. I think what Almendarez probably was thinking, what I was thinking. Put it right in there, wanted to get back in the count. Didn't expect it to hit it right back through.
So Ayat, the leadoff man, up now for the Huskies. And there goes Reynolds. The throw down. Oh, he's going to be there. They might have had him, Rick, if they could have had that throw connect.
Yeah, it was close. I think he beat the throw, though, even if they did handle it cleanly.
So not only does your number 9 man come on and get you the base hit, he steals the base for you, right? Just like that in scoring position.
Couldn't ask much more.
Almendarez deals.
Ooh, he's just missing. That looked like a good pitch. I think the catcher there's a little upset too.
Hunt thought he had it. 2 balls.
Maybe more.
No strikes.
Jeremy Moore is the catcher for Port Huron High. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, Steve Hunt. I'm mistaken.
There's a strike from Almendarez. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on second here in the bottom of the third inning.
little bit high.
3-1.
3-1 count. Again, here's where the hitters just pick a spot. If it's there, swing. Otherwise, take with your big hitters coming up.
He was taken all the way on that one. The count is full. Amadeus delivers. There's strike 3. He got him.
Yeah. It was too close to take, and they had found out the hard way.
Hey, I was on his way to first. The home plate umpire pulled him back. Brian Wagner up now.
First time he ripped that single down the first baseline.
Delivers inside, ball 1. Almendarez delivers. Popped. Foul out of play. Evens the count at 1. Reynolds on second.
Big thing the infielders really want to do is just keep it in front of them if it's a ground ball. That way the runner won't score even if they don't handle it.
And they popped it up.
Somebody's got to call it. Communication's so important. Second baseman has. Oh, geez. Barely. They misjudged a little bit. It got away from him. He still made the catch.
Harrington handles it. And the Huskies leave a base runner on base. 1 hit, no runs. We're into the 4th and still no score. We're in the top of the 4th inning here at Husky Stadium. No score between the Huskies and Big Reds in the crosstown rival. As always, these two teams always living up to the expectations. When these two teams meet, it's in any sport, it's going to be a good game.
Right. These kids always look forward to it for so much. I don't think the coaches look forward to it nearly as much. I know Larry Klink was telling me before the game that it's not that big a deal to him, that every game is just as important as every other game. But to the kids, I think there's a little extra meaning. I mean, you know, you got so much bragging rights at least until the next game.
Steve Hunt will lead things off for the Big Reds here in the top of the 4th.
Now batting number 30, Steve Hunt. On deck number 31, Chris Coates. And in the hole, number 6, Dave Almendarez.
Hunt popped up his first time out.
No, you got to force on.
Force
on
out?
the second. Hunt only a sophomore. He stands in the plate well, though.
Henderson
Good stance.
kicks and deals. Bounces it up there for ball 1.
Stocky kid.
He's got the stereotypical catcher's build. Henderson into his delivery. Fires. Big cut by Hunt. Swinging for the fences on that one. once again. Henderson bouncing it up to the plate.
Yeah, you tried
Ball
off,
2.
off-speed pitch there. Two-one count, probably the most important pitch in the count.
Henderson fires.
A little low. Got the job done though.
Hunt went fishing for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Top of the 4th.
He's staying low with him, trying to get him again to go for that bad pitch.
This time, Hunt watches it go by in the dirt. Count is full. It's the payoff pitch for Henderson. He kicks and deals.
Oh,
And
nice
Hunt
pitch.
swings and misses. He's dropped by the catcher, so he takes the force out.
Now batting number 31, Chris Coons.
So Henderson gets the first man out here in the 4th inning.
Hole number 4, Chase
That
Hall.
brings up number 31, Chris Kunst.
Kunst hit the ball hard the first time. Fortunately, it was right at Henderson and made a nice play. Saved a run.
Kunst playing 3rd today for the Big Reds. Had that high throw in the earlier innings. It's the first. He watches strike 1.
Another nice pitch.
Wind picking up here a bit. Cool breeze at that. Henderson delivers. Ball. 1-1. There's a nice pitch from Henderson.
Change it up again.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the 4th here at Husky Stadium. No score as the Big Reds and the Huskies are in a doozy of a contest. Henderson takes one for the club there.
Oh, we got him.
No, he's safe.
Close play. Bang, bang play.
Henderson slows it down a bit.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Snett to get that. Took us a little too much time though. I think a little. Try not to rush it through. Let's speed it out.
That's twice.
Call that a
He's
base
gone
hit.
up the middle.
It's a base hit though.
Almendarez, the pitcher for the Big Reds, up to bat now. Grounded out his first time up. This
Nice
time's right
double
back
play
to the
ball
head.
here.
The pitcher. Oh, it's bobbled again.
It's the third time in 3 tries. It's only the 4th inning.
That was
They've had
Nichols.
3 possible double plays, and each time whoever was turning it had trouble handling the ball.
That's twice Nichols has bobbled the ball out there.
You got to give him an error on that one because it was right to him.
25, Toby Thomas.
Somebody should check that ball, see if it's slippery or something. I don't know, but it's tailor-made double play.
Talmadge up now for the Big Reds. Henderson checking the runner at first. Fires.
Good shot.
And Talmadge
Right at
rips it to
center
center,
field.
right at him, though.
Got a good piece of it, just unfortunately right at somebody, and another inning with no runs.
So the Huskies get by another one.
Yeah, Fort Huron High's left 5 runners on base. 4 runners on in 4 innings.
And that mostly in turn to the lack of the ability to turn a double play. They could have been out of a lot of those jams a lot easier if they could have just turned that double play.
But it hasn't hurt him yet, so.
Somebody around here is going to get hurt, unquote. This announcement just came in after the insurance company
We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, no score here at Husky Stadium. The drizzles have subsided for a little bit right now. Of course, I'll say that. They'll come right back.
I know a lot of softball players in the city are hoping it doesn't rain. That modified tournament starts tonight. Northern coming up with the heart of their order, 3, 4, 5 hitters. Moore, Henderson, and Diamond.
Almendera is pitching a gem for the Big Reds.
Yeah, he's pitched well. Retired 7 of the last 8 hitters.